Hello and welcome to Tea Time, where we bring you the latest entertainment stories. I'm Tokumbo Tyro and I'm not alone as usual. I'm here with my co-anchors Ife Oshunkeye and Elsie Godwin. Hello guys.
Hi, good morning.
So what's new? What's happening? Anything? Did anyone see anything? I think, yeah, okay. Go on.
Go ahead, Ife.
Majek Fashek said if there's a breach of the rule of law, he's going to take over running the country. When he was speaking about the state affairs of the country, and he concluded.
No, I didn't get that. That what is
election,
taking over the country?
That he's going to take over the country
Who?
if the rule of law is Majek Fashek, and that he has named his manager his chief of staff of the prisoners
he's just joking.
of
Has he
conscience.
taken over his own life?
Well, he said he got a revelation
That's-
that told him to come back to Nigeria from America before the election to avoid war. And he's glad that the election has been concluded and there was no war. But if there is a breach of the rule of law, he would be taken over as the president.
You wanted to say something new.
No, I was just nothing new, but I think the R. Kelly stuff. But we're talking about
Yeah,
it,
we're talking about it.
I was like, let me just save it for later. You know, because that has been going
And then
round.
another thing I saw online, that there was this man that filmed his wife and his mother
Okay, fighting, yeah.
fighting, yes.
That's
And
been making the rounds,
Yeah,
like,
the
for a couple
question
of
right
days.
now is where should a man stand? Who comes first, the mother or the wife?
But you know what's really annoying people? The fact that
He was the one recording.
Yes, and he didn't even take a stand like you're asking. And he
Yes,
was just
that's
standing
exactly
aside
what I need
and-
to know, because as a man,
and
I really
recording.
need to know where, because they say family, your immediate family first when you become a family
This is
man.
the power of social media that people
Sure.
have been talking about.
Yeah, so we just need to know, like, in your opinion, who do you think comes first, the mother or the wife?
I will go back to biblical days, because that way they say, you know, you leave your mother and cling to the wife and cling to your family. So when you have left your household and you are now with your own wife, that's your own family. So first person should be your wife. That's the person
so
that
you
you're
should have taken
joined.
the side of his wife. instead
No,
of his
not
mother.
necessarily. I'm saying you support your wife, but at the end of the day, if the mother-in-law is right in terms of the issue that was making them fight, you still support. You go by whatever is right. It's not like because you're joined with your wife that you would definitely support her. No, I'm saying support your wife as the man of the house. But at the end of the day, regarding that particular
Issue.
their course of argument, exactly. You support who is right and be objective about it. Don't say because this one is your mother you support, or don't say because this one is your wife you support. Look at the issue objectively and be a man and face it.
All right, what do you think, Elsie?
I agree with Tokumbo.
Great.
Okay, all right. So I think we should move on to our main stories of
Yes.
the day. We're starting with Yvonne Jegede. She says, we started having issues in our marriage 3 months after she got pregnant to their daughter, Xavier. Yes.
Your daughter or son?
Son. Xavier. Yes. So.
Is this Xavier? I think it's Xavier from the X-Men.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Elsie,
'cause it's the same
what's your
spelling
take?
with Xavier.
You should tell me his billion name so I can understand. I don't know, so I
think
can't
it's
start
Xavier from
thinking
the
of how they
X-Men.
pronounce their own
Yeah.
child's name. Well, like I said, I mean, we've talked about this story when it was just rumors, and I remember I was hoping and praying that this is not true, because, like I said, this is one couple you would look at and say, oh, they seem down to earth, and you would hope that it will last. And then, unfortunately, it's even breaking. It broke up way earlier than those
We
that you
thought.
think they are not even down to earth, you know. So I don't know, but I love her vibe in the email. I said email.
I was
In
going
the
to say
in
that.
the story,
In the
like I
story,
love her
exactly,
vibe. She
yeah.
was not trying to
Talk him
shade
down,
anyone
yeah,
or talk him
yeah.
down. She was addressing the issue in a very matured way, and she also admitted to the fact that she decided to marry. She wasn't going to marry an actor, but after pressure from him, she decided to give it a try, and that it had its own advantage because, according to her,
Yeah, they're
on
good
the
signs.
day of the court wedding, a director was calling her to come on set, and she was like, this is not possible. It's my wedding day. My husband is not going to. So when he kept on pestering, she went on to say, okay, call my husband. So instead of calling, the director came straight to their house, and being the man, Abounce, that's his name, right? Being the man he is, he just said, okay, you can go ahead and do this. And she is saying, if he's not an actor, if he's not someone who understood the industry and knows how things work, he would probably say, I mean, on your own wedding day, was your wife going to set? So she admits to the fact that getting married to him, although it for a short period, was a good thing for her, and that she has learned her lessons.
Yeah, I think that's part of the.
I'm sad that they broke up, but I feel like she's come to peace with her decision, so I'm happy for her.
Yeah,
also.
so the last place you touched on, that's one of the things that I liked about, you know, the maturity in which she showed in terms of, you know, the time they've spent together, where she said, you know, that she can't take that away. She likes, you know, if it was some other people, they would not have even brought out the positive from,
you know
so.
People like our auntie that's yellow. Let's be going forward.
Okay, Ife, please tell us your take on this story.
Well, I just think there's more to this than we know. So I believe that whatever it is, she said they're no longer man and wife, and it's a mutual agreement. And like you guys said, the maturity in which she handled all of this, and the fact that she broke the silence, because there's been rumors, speculations, and I think it's always good to just clear the hair, to just get people off your back at the end of the day. So she did a very good thing, and I wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors.
Do you think he will be releasing his own statement to give his own side of the story?
Well, we don't need to get his own side of the story. If she says they have a mutual agreement and they're no longer man and wife, and they do not live together anymore, and she has moved out of her matrimonial
And I don't
home,
think
so
he's the kind of person that would want to. I mean,
yeah.
from what she even said, he has pictures of him and his child, and he has not shared that on social media. He's probably one of those people that's very private, you know. He doesn't want to bring his personal
kind of
person. She didn't want to go there, but you made her. She's not saying anything on Patrick. All right, guys, let's go on a break before we bring you our next story, but we'll be right back.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am. If you no talk, dem go beat you. Na 2,500 I dey pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. We're moving on to our next story, and it's on R. Kelly. Yes, R. Kelly denies sexual abuse allegations in his first interview since release from jail. He had that interview with CBS this morning with Gayle King. Yes, so I had a look at
This
that.
morning, yesterday morning, actually.
No, this morning show on CBS.
No, the show is called This Morning.
Oh, on this morning show. Okay.
So I had a look, you know, just to see what it was all about, you know. I think it was apparently about 80 minutes or so, but I didn't get a chance to watch everything, but I watched clips of it and some of the most interesting
Yeah, they're
highlights.
showing more. They didn't even show us
Exactly.
everything. We'll see more today.
So I was quite surprised, and you know, because I thought this was going to be a one-to-one conversation, a calm, collected kind of conversation. It was quite surprising to see him like get out of his chair and talk directly to the camera, and you know, play the video.
I'm sorry to read this comment, but someone said, it looks like another version of Trapped in the Closet. I'm wondering why are we so mean, right? But I mean, he said he came for that interview because you remember he asked her, said, "Why did you agree to this interview?" Like she did
That
not
was the
expect.
first question. Yeah.
And she said he needed to be heard, you know, and then. During the course of the conversation, he repeated it again that he did not come for her. He came to speak to the camera. He came to make sure that people hear
Give his own side of the story.
So,
but there's a problem that I have with that because I'm like, if you're truly as innocent as you claim to are, why don't you let the courts handle it? Why do you feel the need to actually come out and say something? Let the document and let the evidence prove your innocence. You don't have to come out now. So for you to now use Gayle King
what you just
as
said
a
is what I want to
trapping...
respond to.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not guilty right now, but I'm looking at it. I mean, the court has not still said he's guilty, so we can still look at it from that angle, right?
Okay.
So, looking at myself and someone trying to accuse me of doing something not even that big, I know how I would react. I know how I'll lash out. But this is a man that has kept quiet all the while. This has been going on for about 2 months.
So much.
You know, and he has not said anything, at least to the media. He's probably lashing out in his house and saying things, but no one has heard his side of the story. So forgive me if I say I'm not seeing that lashing out as something wrong. I know people are painting it, creating some... I think there was an analyst on the show too saying that lashing out shows how he lashes out on women, and I'm wondering, come on.
Yes, even during the
Why would
interview,
you do that?
even when they were on the
Okay, Elsie, we'll come back to you. Let's hear what you first take on
even
this.
during the morning show when Gayle King, before they played the exclusive interview you had with her, one of the anchors asked her, like, was she scared? Did she feel like it was going to hit her? Or and she was like, no,
she felt very comfortable.
Yeah,
I have to give Gayle King, you know,
she was
credit.
calm.
She was calm all the way through,
calm.
even when he
and she was
lashed
even
out.
telling him, I like the word she used. She said, you don't need to start throwing tantrums in front of the camera. She used that. No, she said, I don't want you to just be ranting at the camera.
Because he was ranting.
Let us have a conversation. Do you understand? But I
And I
understand
like the way she answered that question, because I'm sorry to say still, but it looks like the media is trying to direct your opinion on how you should feel about the interview even before it's played. Because you're asking Gayle and asking her if she felt uncomfortable on set when you can actually see that she was very calm. She knew what she was doing.
You know, you're just trying to twist it. I think a lot of people have already, and I like what R. Kelly said. He said he has been buried alive.
Yeah, and
he
that
said,
there's
but he is alive.
some kind of conspiracy.
Do you understand? He's saying it like...
You know, and he said it's not just about not doing music, that he can't even communicate with his children anymore. Nobody's talking
He's trying
to
to
him.
build a relationship with his children, and he can't do that. So I can understand from a man's point of view how this guy is feeling right now, especially if it turns out that he's not guilty.
That's what I'm saying, that you should just let things happen in the
but you can't control people's emotions.
That's what I'm saying. But when it comes out that he's innocent, everybody that has lashed out
but
at him
Juicy,
will
when
keep
Juicy
quiet.
was saying he was innocent, you were not saying this, bro.
I don't understand.
Yeah, when Juicy was telling us he was
That's
can't use
what
this.
Juicy is. Somebody said Juicy was scared that R. Kelly would take his role in the Oscars, and I'm like, what are you saying?
And then that one, you know, we don't even yet know the head or tail regarding why he did it. That has still not even come out.
You know
So we
why
know the head and tail of why he did all of
Kelly
this.
did it?
And then did you
what
see?
I'm saying is that with R. Kelly's own, there is still a court case pending.
So
evidence.
Juicy, it's concluded, right?
You guys have already concluded now. You said he did it himself.
The guys are
Hello?
in the court. They are not the court. So anyway, that's not even
what
the
I'm
issue.
saying.
The
Let
main thing
evidence
here is,
prove. That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
like that people are trying to use
George, his past.
his not even his past, his reaction in this interview.
Everybody's
trying to
allowed
twist
to react
everything.
whichever way.
Twist, that's
I
the
don't
thing,
like
regardless
it,
of what happens.
and-
I'm not saying I support that. All I'm saying is that people are going to do this regardless of what we say,
And
regardless
I don't
of
know
what we
if
do.
you guys heard the parts where R. Kelly made it clear that one of the two of the women, Savage and one of the 21-year-old and 23-year-old girl that live with him presently, and he said he feels like they're his girlfriend and he's not holding them against their will, even though that's what they're.
And there was a press conference. The parents of Savage came out to say, he said that the first time he met the Savage lady, that's her son, her parents, he was on stage performing, and her parents said, spoke to his friend to say, I need this girl on the stage
Make
with
sure
R.
she
Kelly,
gets on stage with R. Kelly.
And they pushed her to him, you know, and they are now saying, oh, okay, we did this, yes, and we were communicating with her weekly, monthly, but now we don't have communication with her anymore, so we need to know what the problem is.
And then R. Kelly was saying it was about the
I'm
money
hoping
that
the next-
because they were not getting any money anymore, and they denied that they never gotten a dime from Roberts, and so it's just It's just a whole twisted
Also, apparently, the
scenario.
latest on him is that he's back in jail. Did you guys see that?
I'm yet to see that.
Okay, regarding not even the story, it's about the 160,
For his wife?
the child support.
No,
the child
that was there before now.
No,
Like,
now
they've arrested
That's
him
what I'm
again.
saying.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes, based on the child support. You know, the story came out, but they didn't do anything about it. Now, apparently, he's back in jail for the for failing
not
to
paying.
exactly.
No,
All
I
right,
just
but
feel
we
like
need
they're
to
just trying to extort him.
him.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
even
Like
the
he said.
legal system. That's
All
just
right.
how I feel.
We're out of time. We need to take a break. When we come back, we have a couple more stories that we need to dish out. We'll be right back. You're watching Plus TV Africa, and this is Tea Time.
I loved the energy when I came in here. It was so positive. I was like, I can live here.
My real names are Akbofiofobo, Akbolubomemere.
I think my father is a comedian because most times when he calls me, he's like, yo, make sure you use condom, you know, them girls out there.
So are you telling me I should have shot my shots?
Ife, you have a younger brother.
Age is nothing but a number. What? I'm a vampire.
I believe in equal rights for women, and I also believe that a man is the head of the house, so we need to draw our limits somewhere.
Feels so good. Now can I do my jam now?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. And we've still got a couple more stories, so we'll delve right into it. Our first story after the break is Miley Cyrus. Yes, and she promises to care for Janice Freeman's daughter. So for those of you who don't know, Janice Freeman was a contestant on The Voice, and that was in 2017, and she was in Miley Cyrus's group. And so now that she's passed on, she was like 33 years old. Now that she's passed on, Miley Cyrus is promising to care for her daughter, which I think it's a very noble thing to do. Because, you know, sometimes we have godmothers, we have people that would take care of, you know, who say they're going to take care of children when the parents go, and you hear all manner of stories, you know. But even so, Miley Cyrus is in a financial position to, like, cater to Janice Freeman's daughter.
Are you concluding that we won't hear any form of story in the next 5 years or 10 years?
Oh, come on. For her to actually come out and say, no, she cannot.
Those people you just mentioned, they also come out to say, oh, they are going to do this. But of course, like you said, I don't think Miley would do that because she has a relationship with this woman. And I saw a bit of the letter Janice wrote to her, and that was so heartwarming. So, and apparently she paid for their rent, I think 6 months, for 6 months. Yeah, so they've had that relationship and they've been very close. They've gone from she's gone from being her coach to her friend.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm commending her for it because, like, you know, especially like in the Western world, being a friend doesn't necessarily mean you have to help me, or just because you have a relationship doesn't mean you have to financially.
These are people on different financial levels. Different, you know,
not to talk about the race as well. Some people would even say because of race they don't necessarily have to help, or they're not going to say exactly. Or they're not going to
know
say
her husband, to know what happens in her home.
Circle,
you know? So
exactly.
It's commendable, and I want to say Miley Cyrus should take heart because I know she feels really bad right now.
Yeah. Okay. Miley has a big heart. She's done other
charitable deeds,
charitable stuff, and yes, I believe she's going to keep to a promise, like she said. And you know, there's some relationships that you just can't help. The daughter was already familiar with Miley even before like Janice passed away, like a big sis, you know. From The Voice, they became friends, you know, she paid their rent, so she's been in their life one way or the other, and other financial support that we might not even know about, or other opportunities that she's given to Janice while she was alive as a singer, you know, and all of that. So I think she's going to keep to her words, and it's really commendable, like you said.
Yeah. So keeping to her words, especially now that she has said it in public, I doubt very much if she'll be going back on her words. So if she does it, then it's commendable.
So
but
I guess
can't
the only prayer we should have now is that Miley should just keep going up and never get to the point where they'll tell you she's bankrupt.
I don't think Miley can ever go down.
I mean, there are so many people that would never think they'll ever go bankrupt, and you hear,
you see, the issue with bankruptcy is I don't think they are necessarily broke. Exactly. It's just a way to sort of deal with a messy financial state of affairs.
Okay, let's hope she doesn't get into a messy financial state of affairs. According to Tokumbo.
Well said.
All right. Yes, very well said indeed. Time to move on to our next story, and this time it's on Michael Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson statue has been removed by the National Football Museum. Okay, so apparently this statue was actually placed in 2011, and it was at the time Mohammed Al Fayed was the chief owner of the Fulham Football Club. Then I think it was when he sold it to someone else. I think it's something Khan, Shabib Khan also. A spokesperson for the club said that they were going to keep it in storage, and that because of all of the allegations surrounding him, you know, they're going to take it down. I think people also are not happy in that neighborhood, because this is in Manchester, I think, in that neighborhood, because of some of the allegations that regarding the documentary. It's Living Neverland, isn't it? The name of that. So I really don't know about this kind of thing, because the man is dead. Like, let him rest in peace, and then you're bringing like all this kind of...
If he did all these things, really, then he's probably not going to rest in peace. But I'm saying...
what I'm saying is that...
I'm saying, like... my thought right now. Okay. For taking down this statue, right? I think it's been a long time coming. It's not about this Living Neverland. I feel like there were people in that circle that were not happy.
Yeah, when it was
they said,
they were
not happy. And then they said something about they're removing it because they need to tell the sports story in a better light. So they have this notion of Michael Jackson has no history in sports.
And in football particularly.
The argument has been there. There's been back and forth, but this is just the last one for them to really hold on and say, okay, finally it has happened. Can you take it down?
Yes.
You know, so I think this has been going on, and this is just the perfect excuse.
And the fact that it was sold onto, you know Mohammed Al Fayed, who put it initially, he sold it. Because so even at the time, like you said, there's a new owner. At the time, even when a lot of people were raising backlash.
Why he puts it there, right?
No, he was telling everybody to go to hell if they didn't like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was supporting the reason. He gave reasons why.
He didn't even need to support. He was just saying, it's
so
either you like it or go to hell.
He's trying to say so many people did not support him, but he stood his ground to say this is going to be. I think he's a diehard fan of Michael Jackson. And
yes, and then exactly.
So this is
that's why he did that.
This is not
because
about
the thing is,
Neverland,
come on now, there are a lot of artists. Why would you even use someone who is in entertainment? Why would you put it in a football field? It's just not making sense. So I think it was based on their relationship.
Well, I don't think there's nothing. There's
anything wrong if you put like 2 or 3 statues of the best
we might
pop stars.
To deep further. What if he has given them some donations or something?
I'm sure he has received.
I'm sure he must have performed.
Yeah, so there is a reason.
It's not the only one that would have performed. That's what I'm saying. Like if he had put 3, I would have said yes. I understand.
He died a legend. He died an icon. So he's only right. Like, come on.
There's so many people that have died legend and icons. That could have also gone on there.
It's Fayed's choice to.
That's what I'm saying. His choice did not make sense, because at the end of the day,
someone's choice
because it's football.
It's his choice.
He's on the side of those people that Fayed was telling go to hell. So right now,
I own a property.
I don't know what you want to do,
if I own a property and I decide to put Tokumbo's statue on my property,
I'm very honored.
Then it is my decision. I don't think anybody has the right to tell me it doesn't make sense. It's my own standpoint,
but it's a good thing that he sold
it.
It's a good.
I thought you wanted to say it's a good thing that he decided to use your name.
I'm not that self-absorbed.
Okay,
all right. So back to this story, though. Now that they've taken it down, I still have to say this. At the end of the day, this man is dead. Whether you take it down, whether you put it up, I still think
they put it up when he was dead anyway. So
yes, I know.
You see this taking it down. I'm happy they finally done what they want to do, but let's stop linking it to Living Neverland. It has nothing to do with it.
So. As far as you're concerned,
it's been ongoing
from day one. Okay, if I final thoughts or anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Man, I think we should just respect people's opinions. The person who decided to put it up and the person who decided to take it down. It's their opinion.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. And on that note, that's how we're going to wrap up on Tea Time this morning. Join us again this afternoon when we're back with more stories. Until then, I remain yours truly, Tokumbo Taiwo, here with saying thank you to my colleagues, Ife and Elsie, and also the entire production team, and even yourself for watching. Thank you very much. We'll see you later this afternoon.